we seem to like to get together. To do things together.
No, not yet. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Oh, what's on? Smile, you can't get in. Up on your shoulders, push up, cycle.
Basketball, it's a team thing. To keep fit, you just do the exercises. It's fun, and there's a lot of dance and things in it. But basketball, it's more competitive, and it's, I don't know. That's why I come.
Yes, Kirsten. For me, it's a night away from the house, and it's a night out with the girls. It's a good blather. We have a good laugh, and I enjoy playing darts as well.
Enjoy the chat and just talking in general, and just to get out of the house, and just different company, different jackasses. Everybody's got problems, and you think you're the only one that's got them, and you're not.
When I started, everybody was in the majorettes. There was loads of people in the majorettes, so I just joined as well. But I enjoyed it and I stuck at it.
You're inside out, are you inside out?
Doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
Why did you turn it inside out?
You've got to have you in and out.
But have you noticed something? We do seem to positively prefer getting together with our own sex. Boys with boys. Men with men. The main purpose of the old London clubs was, and is, to provide a place for a man to be with his own kind. A place where women cease from troubling and the weary are at rest. And the stories members told reflect that attitude to women, like the one about the old professor who heard that a man had helped his wife cook the dinner.
The old man was shocked and said, "You go into your wife's kitchen. In 45 years of happy married life, I never once went into my wife's kitchen." And then he had second thoughts. Yes, I did. It was on fire.
We love women, and individual women in particular. But women's ladies' schools, for example, don't have men, boys. There are clubs for women. This is not a club for women. This is a club for men. If they are gentlemen, so much the better.
Women responded to this kind of thing by setting up their own clubs. This was a typical male reaction.
There have been lots of women's clubs, all of which failed. Women on the whole don't like being with other women. In that sense, women are not clubbable.
Oh, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I think that this club is a demonstration of the fact that men are basically wrong about women.
Blow the good old bugle, boys, and give a hearty cheer. Step it out, the baggage cart is bringing up the rear. We're off to spend the happiest week there is in all the year, while we are camping together.
1908, the start of the Boy Scout movement. It was a huge success with its glamorous uniforms and high ideals. But scouting was definitely for boys. It hadn't occurred to Baden-Powell, its founder, that girls might want to join in.
With a heart so light in the day or night, you can see them marching left and right along the King's Highway. Going as they please, they can feel the breeze blowing on their faces and their knees along the King's Highway.
But from the start, the girls were there, and some of them even turned up at the first Scout rally.
Quite frankly, we were rather frightened. When we got there, we wondered whether we dared go in. And when we got up to the main sort of part of the rally where the march past was taking place, BP caught sight of us and came over and said, "Who are you?" And I stepped forward and said, "Please, sir, we're the Girl Scouts." And he said, "I have never heard of you, but I suppose you'd better join in," which was very like him. And we really had a very wonderful day and enjoyed ourselves enormously.
A year later, Baden-Powell set up a separate organisation, the Girl Guides, which he promptly handed over to his wife to run. Guides and Scouts have been separate sex organisations ever since, and the members join young.
What about girls? What do you think about girls joining the club? Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
Why don't you think it's a good idea?
I don't know.
It's a good idea. Don't you like girls?
No. I can join the brownies with the guys, but don't join the cubs.
Why not?
Because they're sissies.
Here, it's all women together.
Underneath to this thing, Kirsten.
Come on, Kirsten.
Why are there no men? Because it's a ladies' dart team, so... I can't be any more explicit than that. It's a ladies' dart team.
Now on to that morning get-together with the toddlers.
Would a man with a child, be welcome and able to come along here?
Well, my husband suggested this himself, that if he was having to stay at home, he would like to go to something like this, but I don't think our group would be right for him. It depends on the man, if he's strong enough to be able to sit amongst women, but as it stands, it really is very women-orientated.
Because it is mother and toddler. Maybe it's not a parent group. And I think you'd have to be very confident to go in amongst a crowd of women, because women are group-minded with themselves.
Why don't the boys come along here and join in?
Because neither the laddies will head light dancing and that.
They think it's sissy and their friends would make a fool of them.
Lost cards.
So what do boys like doing?
Why do I come to this club? Play games, competitions, fishing matches, beat Willie at table tennis.
Snooker, table tennis, pool, play machines.
This is an all-boys club. Why don't they let girls in?
Like, we had a vote in our committee meeting, and the majority didn't want no girls in the club.
What were some of the reasons given at the meetings?
That they'd mess everything up and things like that, to do with sport and how the clubs run.
It's just an excuse. I think it's just an excuse. I mean, they don't really want to say, oh, sorry girls, you can't play snooker because the girls will ask why. And they won't have an answer. They'll just say, oh, you can't play because you don't like snooker. It's just an excuse, really.
Sort of like girls are meant to be in the kitchen, do you know what I mean? So it's like, if there's football, it's for boys. If there's table tennis, it's for boys, do you know what I mean?
Say, for instance, girls wanted to go into the gym, say, for instance, and play badminton or something. The boys might argue back and say, we want to play football. And same with the pool table, if you want to have a go in pool. There'll be a great big queue for boys just playing, so therefore a girl won't be able to have a chance.
All us girls and that, we like trampolining and drama and things like that. With mixed club, they think, nah, that's all girlish and that.
Or let them go and get their own club.
Separate girls' clubs aren't always possible, but some mixed clubs do have nights for girls only.
The girls themselves asked for it about 4 years ago, when they decided, why can't we have a night? Why can't we have more time on our own in the club? They had the freedom of the boys not watching them. They could play on the pool tables without the boys watching. And that was basically what they wanted, was just away from, you know, the pressures of the boys always there and watching what they were doing.
I think that the available space was being taken up by the boys, who were very energetic and were having a wonderful time running around. I think that the girls were taught from a very early age to give way to the boys' needs. And you would see that quite literally. You would see girls handing over the table tennis bat. You would see them handing the boys the pool cue. You would see them giving way, moving out of the way so that the boys could run through. And I just don't think there was the space for them.
As it's an only girls' club, you don't feel intimidated because there aren't any boys. You know what I mean? Like, and you can do anything you want to, really.
You feel more free to do what you want to do because you know that they're not going to be in your way or try to stop you or anything else.
You could hear the boys, that is for sure. Like, and whatever they said would really go. You know, you couldn't actually say, no, I want to do so-and-so. They'd just say, shut up, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't have any say in anything.
They try to rule the place, but some girls just fight back.
I think they're so beautiful and special, they can't let us play.
The boys think they're it, innit? They felt the whole time that they had to put on a show. They weren't themselves. And this is what's become very, very clear, that the girls are themselves when they're in here on their own. It's a very open club. The girls choose to do what they want.
They come in here on roller skates. There have been times when we've literally had to flatten ourselves against the walls because they came zooming in on skates. They make up their own games. They play pool very differently to the way the boys play. First of all, they play on skates. Secondly, they are competitive, but they're not so serious about it as the boys tend to be. There's quite a lot of talk. I think that youth workers now are learning to value talk more than they did when I started out as a youth worker. But there still is a need for, I think, workers to be sensitive to the need of the girls to talk and to make space for that to happen.
Yeah, because there's rooms here where you can just go off and sit down and talk. Whereas if you was out in another club and there was boys around you, you couldn't talk what you want to say without them interfering. But when you're with girls, you can, you know, talk about personal things and that, and it's all right. You don't feel as embarrassed.
And you have the other girls who love working in the coffee bar. They like the responsibility of doing that and playing the records. They enjoy that.
Do you think that girls would be able to do all these things with boys around?
Two of the white ones and a refresher. You know what? Why did I call you? No, nuts. The white ones.
What they do is they are free to run about, to yell, to shout, to do the things that aren't quite ladylike. No one says no to them. And after a while, they learn that they can pretty well do what they like here.
Trampolining, play badminton sometimes, porn all the time, watch videos, photography, all sorts of things.
Pool, table tennis, trampolining, videos and music. And we usually sit around the table and sort of talk and...
I like going on my roller skates mostly and watching EastEnders on top of the pops.
All girls together. How did the local boys react?
We literally had to fight to get the night in the first place, and I'm talking not just from the boys, from the adults as well that were involved with the boys' club. It took a while for the boys to accept it. We had the boys every night collecting at the door saying that they had to get in too, that they couldn't have, you know, they couldn't have this. But what eventually came from it was that the boys themselves came and asked if they could have a boys' night.
And the boys were quite astonished. They just didn't understand it. It seemed to them, I think, you know, right out of order. First of all, that they should be excluded, but secondly, that girls wanted to be with girls.
It's not necessarily resentment. They just think they should be able to come in as well if they wanted to. They don't see why girls should have a club of their own.
What do you think about that?
I think we should if we want to.
Occasionally we disagree with the club, but really deep down we know that we want it. Not all. We want an all-girls club and not boys as well.
Well, I think it's the same as us excluding them, really, isn't it? You know, I think they've got to have a place to go to, but I wouldn't like to see them here.
even if you get together with your own sex, there can still be problems. Girls can, and do, play football.
When I told my brothers that I was doing five-a-side football, they sort of went, oh no, you can't play football, you know. And they were shocked when they found out we could.
They think it's a man's game. Man invented football, it's his game.
We did meet, well, sexism, I think is the only way you can describe it, from the groundsman at the pitch where we were playing, and he was at first going to refuse us use of the changing rooms and the facilities, and in fact he moved us to an inferior pitch because we were a girls' team, and it was only because representatives from the charity begged and pleaded with him that he let us use the changing rooms.
Now, what do you think actually goes on in his mind when he does that?
Absolutely no idea. Obviously, he decided that girls didn't play football, and that was that. There was no changing his mind. That was his belief, and that was it.
Will things ever change?
Both sides of the foot now. Come on, I want to see complete control. Come on, faster now.
Watch this piece of film. Is this something that could happen in your school?
A little bit more pace. Anybody can walk with a ball. Come on. Well, what do you want, lass? And faster now. What do you want, dear?
I'm here for the trial.
Look, this is a football trial, dear. Maybe Miss McAlpine's up to something with a hockey team. I don't know. But this here is football. For boys. Come on.
You didn't say boys only. You're not allowed to anyway. I want a trial.
It's not possible, dear. Not today. Well, we don't have a spare ball.
Here's one.
Absolutely gorgeous.
3 shots each, you call now. Let's see how you do against the real goalkeeper. You first, dear.
He decided that girls didn't play football, and that was that. There was no changing his mind.
Will men's attitudes ever change?
It can be educated out of them, but I really can't see that ever happening. Mind you, I'm a bit of a pessimist anyway.
It's a man's world. We're gonna change it. It's a man's world. Gonna rearrange it 'cause we're equal people. Equal people. Gonna change it and rearrange it. And everybody's gonna have a lot more than they ever did before. 'Cause we're equal, equal, equal. A woman's place is in the home. Don't worry, we'll share. A woman's place is in the home. A woman's place is anywhere. A man's place is in the home. A man's place is anywhere. A person's place is in the home. A person's place is anywhere.
Underway on BBC One now, Open Air, and a variety of viewers' opinions.